I accidentally mixed up an inside joke with the wrong friend group with disastrous results. Oh man, I have a mixed up inside joke scenario. It wasn't me, it was my neighbor. Daryl was there in spirit and appreciated that you, at least, remembered he was there.
For most of my education, I went to public school and like most kids, I was socially awkward. For high school, I received an academic scholarship to a private Catholic school. It was a really big deal for my family. I didn't know anyone at the new school. Between an odd combination of academics, sports and the tail end of puberty, I became very popular in this new school. I wasn't used to the attention and it definitely got to my teenage head. Nearly all of my social circles became around the new school and not with my old local friends. This one makes me feel bad, damn.
When I was 11, it was my first day at a new school and all the other students were also new. The maths teacher started our first class by asking each of us about our education background, what school we came from, what they taught in our last year's maths class, etc., just trying to get a general idea of what kind of students he was dealing with. I think that is the key takeaway from these stories. No one remembers them but you. This made my face turn red.
I was in the 4th grade and it was Valentine's Day. I was the new kid in school and this one boy had been picking on me all year. My 10-year-old self was very non-confrontational, so I wrote a paragraph on the back of his Nerd's Valentine explaining that I don't like it when he's mean to me, and I don't understand why he has to be. He couldn't read my handwriting and brought it to the teacher, who made me read it aloud to both of them. I think about that day every day of my life. He even ended up finding me online and contacting me to apologize a few years ago, but all I can think of is the cringe. That's actually pretty nice of him to apologize years later. Doesn't change anything, but it is good that he changed. And plus, like you, Cow Feed Doctor said, I think it was pretty brave of you to do that.
Junior prom, I blurted out during dinner to my date, "I'm so bored," and I have no idea why it came out of my mouth. I'm pretty well mannered and quiet. I forget how I tried to play it off, but I felt so bad. I was sitting in a small group of friends in school, and my crush, literally the love of my life at that point, admitted she liked me. It was the happiest moment of my entire life. So naturally I said, "Ooh," in front of everyone. I was visiting Portland for a wedding that lined up with my birthday as well. We went out to celebrate and finished the night at a karaoke bar. Realizing I'm too drunk to sing I Pick My Name Is by Eminem as my song to perform. There's 2 versions of that song. One is the original release, the other tamed down, which you most commonly hear today. The woman controlling the music put on the original, and off I went. One of the lines at the end is, "running over lesbians in a spaceship while they screamin' at me, let's just be friends." I finish the song and I'm met by applause from my friends and one other table. The rest of the place is silent. The DJ goes, "Nice job." Don't know if it was the best choice for Gay Women's Night though, and at that moment I wanted to leave my skin. This is very painful.
I was visiting my cousin about 4 months ago and we didn't have the same greeting handshake. So it was like that really weird thing with your hands where you end up in some super awkward handshake. Last night I thought about this like 20 minutes and blamed myself. SMH, that was super unnecessary. Handshake anxiety is real and I dread it. Was talking with a black friend of mine, and we were discussing random haircuts and styles we would get if we were other races. I said I wanted that common look, he thought I said that common look. I meant the rapper. Shaved head with the knees trimmed up goatee. It didn't dawn on me until a week later why he gave me that weird look after I said it. He thought I was saying that common look every black guy has. Still makes me twitch every once in a while. You could bring it up to him later? Maybe discuss haircuts again, and bring up the common look and this time mention along with it something like, "Yeah dude, Common's style is so great."
When I was in the 4th grade, I lived in the middle of nowhere and there was practically no minorities, just white country people. This Mexican family had just moved in and could barely speak any English, and I befriended one of the kids my age in school. He came over to my place and we were both joking around about his bad English. Just doing what kids do. I would pretend to speak with his accent and then he would copy, and it was silly, stupid and innocent. My mum told me I was being really inconsiderate and how uncool it was to make fun of someone for not being able to speak English. I felt terrible. The next day at school my friend came up to me and started joking with me again, but I just shook my head and looked down at my desk in embarrassment. He had no idea what was wrong and I was too young and dumb to be able to explain my behavior to him.
I made a presentation in my public speaking class in college about how antidepressants were bad and you should seek other methods of treating depression. This was dumb for a few reasons. I'm WAAAAY down the page, and this is the first example that wasn't from a very young age.
When I walked down the aisle at my wedding, I was so nervous and focused on not tripping, that I did not acknowledge my dad. I didn't realize this until I saw the video my aunt had made for me. You can see my dad lean in to give me a kiss on the cheek, but I just keep walking. He kind of shrugs and then goes to sit down. It's been 18 years and this still flashes through my head when I'm trying to fall asleep. Yeah, my dad and I both forgot to hug each other. We did it during the rehearsal and everything, but the day of I think we were both trying not to trip, so we forgot. He felt worse about it than I did.
I went to Dairy Queen with my daughter. She brought along her kitten. The cute girl at the walk-up window asked my daughter what the kitten's name was. "Princess" was the response. Smiling and feebly attempting to make conversation, I said "today" to indicate that my daughter changed the cat's name frequently. Sometimes I'm on the other side where I misunderstand something and give the person a dirty look only to realize what they really meant later and then feel mortified.
When I was in 5th grade, our teacher said a joke in front of the class and everyone laughed, including myself. After the laughter died down, a girl looked up at me and said, "You have a really damn disgusting laugh, ooh." Just belt it out. "Fuck that bitch. Fuck that girl." Laughter is one of the best emotions ever, regardless of how it sounds. I'd rather hear people laughing than crying. This happened back when I was 6th or 7th grade. I'm like a dog chasing cars. I wouldn't know what to do if I caught one. That's just being a kid. So this is the cringiest moment of a normal person?
Brew, I can't even begin to pinpoint one event. OMFG, this gave me flashbacks all the way to 1st grade. I was the quietest child, I listened intently, I never strayed from my teachers. Well, one day in music class one had to piss while we were all singing. I figured, I'll hold it, it'll be okay. I couldn't, it got bad, fast. It took up so much courage, but I finally raised my hand. The teacher called on me and I said in the most sheepish voice, "See, can I please go to the bathroom?"
In 7th grade, a cute girl asked me to sit next to her. I said my mom won't let me sit next to girls. My mom said no such thing. If you said cute girls you'd have been a total baller. So close. You dumb fuck.
Freshman year of high school. It was one of those days before school starts and you meet your teacher and your parents are there. My teacher was handing me a piece of paper and I didn't see the paper, so I shook his hand. He said, "Oh," and my mum said, and I panicked and said, "I just wanted to be polite." Somehow I feel your pain. That's actually a good recovery.
4th grade classroom, we were having a face-off between students on who could name the capital of whichever state our teacher named. I had been on a roll getting a few correct in a row. Then the teacher says Kentucky. You were pretty much right. My dad at the second window of a Burger King drive-thru to the employee, "Is the capital of Kentucky Louisville or Louisville?"
I went through a phase where I scolded people for reading Harry Potter because my parents told me it was evil. Lots of awkward situations because of that.